Oh, what the shit? Lego scandal is getting extremely dangerous and scary.
I think this is now the 4th video in 3 days I have made on this massive Lego scandal, but I can't help it. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered. All of this started over Legos and is now at a point where Reckless Bin, the guy who was really investigating it and blew the lid off of this, spilled the beans, has now been targeted more times than Cobra Commander by the local police department out there in Utah that is seemingly working in collaboration with Bricks and Minifigs. Part 2 of Reckless Bin's investigation just dropped, and he...
How is the investigator getting arrested for exposing a person that stole multiple $100,000 of fucking Legos?
And his whole group get arrested.
How is he in
has been
trouble for
targeted
it?
multiple times by the police getting arrested. And there is evidence presented on camera that seems to indicate that the police are knowingly engaging in what I think is pretty clearly some barnacles. Not to get into the technical terms there, that's some legalese for you, some barnacles, in order to have him silenced because of what he's talking about. And
Bro, Legos are a serious topic, bro. They're worth a lot of money.
there are some deep-rooted potential connections between Bricks and Minifigs and this local police department that is now, for some reason, going scorched earth on Ben and his entire team. It is absolutely fucking absurd. Arasaka from Cyberpunk is a less corrupt, less evil organization than Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. It's unbelievable. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you like the briefest rundown before getting into part 2 here, because this is wild. They literally come in guns blazing on Ben and his team, by the way. Not to get into spoilers. But this all started
Why?
because I had a voice crack. That's how extreme
What cop
this is.
did?
Affecting
What
my
was the
vocal
police
folds
reason
even
for
yapping
arresting
about
him?
it. Ben had been investigating a case of some potentially stolen Legos from Bricks and Minifigs. What happened is an individual named Brian took his father's Lego collection that his father had built up over years of his life. A very valuable collection valued roughly around $200,000 worth of product. He took it to Bricks and Minifigs to sell it to them on consignment, so that way he could take that money to his father, who was in not the best health, and this money was going to be used for very important things in the family. Well, what ended up happening is when he took it to that shop, Bricks and Minifigs, the owner was pretty much forced out after they had talked about leaving the country, and then corporate stepped in. This is all backed up by
I'm going piss,
oodles of
guys. I'll
evidence.
be right
There's
back.
a whole kit and caboodle of evidence confirming this timeline, not the Bricks and Minifigs response of just actual gobbledygook that they keep trying to spit out. And when that owner was forced out and corporate took over, they put up a big stink crossing their arms and refused to give Brian his Lego collection back, which is still his collection. By the very contract that was signed, it is still his collection, but they then said, oh, we don't do consignment. We wipe our asshole with that. We wipe our dirty little ass with consignment papers. That's toilet paper to us. So get out of here. Kick rocks, pussy. So not only could Brian not get his Lego collection back from Bricks and Minifigs, but they didn't pay for it, and they were even marketing it and selling this Lego collection, a collection that they had no legal right to, considering, according to them, they don't even do consignment in the first place. Thus, how could they possibly have this collection? It's not theirs to even be selling. So,
Yeah, they just yanked 200K worth of Legos. I mean, you listen to the video.
by
He's
all
explaining it.
possible interpretations, that sounds like stolen product that they are selling to their customers. So this was a huge investigation from Ben into this corruption. It was unbelievable. I highly recommend you watch his coverage of it. And since then, they keep singing a different tune, like, oh, consignment, and, you know, we don't do that. But then the previous owners came forward showing that as part of their agreement, they do actually sign off on consignment. It is there in plain English that they do accept consignment opportunities given some circumstances. So that's a lie from Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. And they are on camera saying to the previous owner, when you guys leave, when we take over, we are also taking on the consignment liability. All of this is right there out.
Have I have I taken drugs for my cough? I mean, yeah, technically yes, but not in the way you think.
Out in the open, yet they still refuse to give Brian his father's Lego collection back, and they refuse to pay him for that collection that they have already been selling. How is that not stolen property? So anyway, part 2 has now come out, and again, at the end of part 1, Ben did successfully sue Bricks and Minifigs in small claims court. But in response to that victory, they just shut down the location in order to weasel out of having to pay that. They lost, and now instead of like being held accountable and like actually paying what they owe, they shut down the shop. So Reckless Bin in part 2 is now trying to serve the papers for the next lawsuit here. They won in court. He is going through the legal process, which is what in Bricks and Minifigs official response said Bin needed to do, and he has already done that, and they have fought him tooth and nail, and they are now exploiting the legal system to try and silence him, allegedly, based on all of the evidence here. It's fucking terrifying, because in part 2, you're going to see
what happened
they
now?
are using the law like it's their dick. Like, they are playing with it constantly. Bricks and Minifigs, that is. And the officers are more than happy to just swallow all of this come from them. They go out there and just start guzzling. They are there and harassing Ben and his team, threatening them constantly, and they do arrest them multiple times. They even go in with guns blazing to his fucking house and dislocate his shoulder, like roughhousing him outside, even though no one put up any kind of fight. It's crazy. Let's get into it.
So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected. And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing.
What?
Basically, before this court case get approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first.
I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says Joshua
Well, they should go to the headquarters.
Johnson saves the day. And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first.
So we started driving to Josh's house.
I had never heard of that. So in order to file this lawsuit, he needed to play in the pig pen with Josh for a little bit here to demonstrate that he tried in good
Oh, are
faith
they gonna
to
drive to his house and then serve him the papers?
resolve it amicably.
That's Chad.
So that's exactly what Ben tried to do. He drove out to Josh in order to meet him in person to try and just squash the beef right then and there and get the Legos back so that way it didn't have to go through the legal system here with this lawsuit. Ben has been doing everything above board based on everything that I've seen here. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer, but it is telling him what he needs to do legally, and he is doing it. Yeah, he's kind of being a little silly about it, like with the trophy, but I mean, that's exactly what Josh deserves. He deserves to be treated like a fucking temper tantrum-riddled child. That's what Josh is. We've heard him on the phone fucking melting down, crashing out, freaking out, sucking his thumb, farting his butt off. Like, this guy super sucks. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with delivering him a little, you know, cheeky trophy about like, oh, he saved the day. Look, you finally did it, Josh. In order to avoid the lawsuit, if Josh is willing to do that. But guess what? Josh isn't that much of a man. He's a little bitch.
This happened.
The police just showed up. What the heck? Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars.
My name's Officer Merrickmore Police. The reason I stopped you is the stop sign is just stop that.
I didn't? I thought I stopped.
Yeah, you definitely stopped. You said you ran a stop sign?
Huh?
You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I was like,
Because we definitely stopped at the stop
Why is
sign.
everyone so corrupt around them, man?
Yeah.
I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
Yeah, the corruption kicks off immediately upon Ben even entering the zone here. He's in the fucking PvP-enabled zone now. So,
Bro, he needs to sue Bricks and Mortars, needs to sue the police department. Multiple. Ah! Oh shit. Oh my god, bro. What are you doing?
Right when I got confused, you carry your fucking screen.
Dude, my little brother just scared the shit out of me.
Ben gets in the server, and Josh was alerted to it potentially from some of the other Bricks and Minifigs associates that knew that Ben was there. So, as they're going to try and, like, have this peaceful conversation with Josh about this whole thing, as he is required to do by law as the first steps before filing a lawsuit, Josh has already alerted the police there. So Josh already hunkers down, surrounded by his own private military force here with the Utah Police Department that's protecting him, and they decide to initiate what seems to be an illegal traffic stop here on Ben, saying that he didn't stop at the stop sign, but he requested the footage from the cops on the dash cam. You can see them stop. They stopped. I think it's pretty obvious they were just looking for an excuse to stop them and intimidate them.
So who's Ben? Me. Ben. How's Utah? It's good. Like
What
it?
the frick? What the fridge, man? How does he know his name? He's not even the driver.
We were forced to go home without having this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
Pretty cool officer. He thinks he's in like an action movie or something. Hey, Ben, how's Utah, bud? I don't know why he's acting like that. That's so cringe. But anyway, Ben then explains the reason for being there. He then goes back to the car, and this is all on body cam. He says, give me the ID for Reckless Ben. Everything else he said was a lie. Even though Ben was telling him the true story, they just immediately write it off as a lie, showing pretty clearly that they are already against Ben and his team, trying to get justice for an old man who has been butt-fucked by this massive corporation, and they are trying to do it legally through the legal system that is instructing them to go there and have that conversation
This makes me lose faith in humanity and like United States, bro, and the government.
with Josh peacefully, but they're not letting him do that, so they had to go home empty-handed because, well, the police weren't going to allow that to happen.
I actually remembered that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he could steal all their Legos. I tried calling him, but I am also blocked.
I'm sorry.
The only option left is to show up to his house.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Huh?
So with that now
What
being
the heck? Why is he not talking?
a dead end, that quest has failed. He still has to demonstrate to the court that in good faith he had a conversation to try and solve it peacefully. So instead, he is now going to one of the other owners, Brandon Best. And Brandon actually does answer the door, but Brandon seems to be in like a fugue state. This guy comes out there like he's fucking possessed. I don't even think he knows what planet he's on. Brandon comes out there like he's confused on what year it is.
Hey, well, I was wondering if you'd be down to pay us for the lawsuit we won.
Why is he so confused?
It kind of seems like Brandon doesn't want to have this good faith conversation
Why even go outside if you're not gonna speak?
to resolve this problem outside of court. And I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you don't want to talk, I'll just talk. So you guys told us to take you to court. We went to court and we won. We know you closed down the store to avoid paying us, so we could just sue you guys personally and do the whole thing again. We would obviously win again, but
But then the police showed up.
This boggles my mind. So Brandon is swaying over there like a fucking drunken
Oh, so he was just sitting there trying to delay him so they can get him arrested.
refusing to say any words at all. He's gone catatonic, and he is still, his company, they've still not paid the lawsuit that they lost.
Not facts.
How is that allowed? How is that not a crime against them? How can Ben win this case legally? It's in the system. This isn't like, far-fetched, like nonsense. It's a real legitimate case they won, and they're just not giving the payment that they are supposed to? I just don't know how that's not illegal. So the police do show up. They're immediately
Ben needs to get a real professional, expensive lawyer, man, and then they need like a real lawyer.
on Brandon's side, going after Ben.
We're
about how
done
Ben
with the
is
civilian shit. We need a lawyer.
lying about everything, even though it is all in the system. He won. Why is it? How can they just say like, nah, we don't feel like paying. In fact, we'll just shut down the store. So, how's that taste? This is what we'll pay you with. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. How is that not immediately a crime that they are just dodging this the responsibility to pay what they are supposed to? They lost. What the fuck kind of sense does this make? How is that allowed? What kind of fucking legal system do they have over there in Utah?
And again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody
no,
else.
he stole $200,000
How
with
do
the.
you know this?
Because I've been spending the last 3 months in the case, and I won in court.
He inherited the store.
Uh-huh.
He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did. And he
Bro's trying to. Oh, what a scummy owners, man. Why are these cops? These cops probably aren't even like corrupted, but they just believe the lie. And since this is just a kid in like weird clothes compared to like a old man, with, like a house and shit.
trying
Well,
to
that's
get
a lie. So we.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The police officers are like brainwashed by Bricks and Minifigs. Are they just all in like Bricks and Minifigs' pockets or something? This makes no sense. Why is she now regurgitating their lies? She doesn't even know what the
Nah,
fuck
the
is
police are supporting the thief.
going on. So why is she saying it as if she's coming at it from a place of like knowledge on the case? She has no clue. So why is she taking him at his word instead of Ben, who literally has a court victory?
Apparently
confirming
ours.
his side of things.
Or America's.
Bricks and Minifigs has nothing. They
Or
have
Utah's,
nothing.
at least.
They have their lies. They have their incorrect accounts of things. Ben has actual evidence and proof. So why are the police on Brandon's side? Why? And why is she saying verbatim what they keep?
He needs to bring out. He needs a folder, bro. Whenever they ask a question, like go through like the video of them saying this consignment. Show the contract when they traded over to business. They allowed consignment.
Keep saying. This is very odd, very, very peculiar.
A line we already proved this in court. Okay.
If you come back and step foot on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation, but Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out this was good enough. My
Bet.
court case with Brandon Best got accepted. But my court case with Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him.
So there we go.
Just purposely get trespassed from his house then. Like the same thing you did with Brad.
One of the fetch quests have been completed here. He tried to have the conversation with Brandon. He got trespassed.
Because
for
they
it,
are.
submitted
He is
it,
a
they
thief.
accepted it.
He didn't pay for the stuff he inherited.
But he now still has to try and find a way to do it with Josh.
After some more research, we found out that both Josh and Brandon are super hardcore Mormon.
This becomes extremely relevant information later on as a possible connection between the Bricks and Minifigs goobers here that we are dealing with, as well as the law enforcement, because some of the local law enforcement officers that are constantly trying to have Ben and his team arrested and actually do get them arrested, actually put them in cuffs and everything, they are also hardcore Mormons from
Interesting.
all of the evidence Ben
Of course, it's religion.
presents. So is there a chance that they were just trying to protect their own, even knowing that he is doing something highly immoral and possibly very much allegedly, potentially criminal, illegal? Anyway, as Ben is leaving, he and his team are pulled over again by the officers who are now initiating another traffic stop. And it became pretty clear what the tactic that was being used here from Josh and Brandon was. Since Ben had told Brandon that he is now suing them personally, he's going to go after them personally, it seems like they are desperately trying to find any excuse to have them thrown in the slammer to avoid that. So now we are going to get really familiar with the police department because they've got them on the leash. Bricks and Minifigs, the puppet master out there, it seems, because they are...
He needs to sue both the owners and the Utah Police Department.
The police department willy-nilly out.
But that's a lot of lawsuits.
Constantly sending them like dogs after Ben and his team. Even though Ben and his team are doing everything legally by the book, as they are supposed to do, as Bricks and Minifigs said they needed to do, by the way. Now they're doing it legally and being fucking stalked, basically, by the police department, wielded by Brandon and Josh.
So, yeah, we ended up just driving home, but on our way back, this happened.
What? Pull over again? For what? How's it going?
How's it going? I'm Officer Hawkins, American Fork Police Department. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's your name? Are you Ben?
The police apparently got a call that we had heroin on us.
This officer's gonna conduct the search of
Come on, bro.
lethal substances in the vehicle. Really? So he's gonna do that. I'm gonna put this away, and then we'll be right. Don't. Oh, okay. Don't reach in your pockets. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
After 2 hours of searching the car, obviously they found no drugs.
So you didn't find.
I explained to the police that we
Dude, they're gonna plant drugs in his car at this point.
didn't have drugs, and the reality of the situation is that Bricks and Minifigs is so desperate at this point that they're willing to do anything to get us arrested so they don't have to pay for the property they stole.
Yeah, that's pretty low. These fucking scumbags are now resorting to falsifying these reports to officers. They are maliciously relaying fraudulent information to the officers to try and have Ben and his team arrested. So now, Brandon / Josh
This is
here,
one of the
he's
craziest
saying that
stories
they
ever.
had heroin in their car, so the police pulled them over and searched for drugs, and of course they didn't find anything. And interestingly enough, this appears to be part of a pattern from Josh Johnson. This seems to be one of his go-to tactics. According to one of the previous owners of the Bricks and Minifigs, where all this started, the Patient Zero, when they were kicked out, when corporate swooped in and, excommunicated them from the Continental, Josh Johnson had apparently been spreading rumors telling people that they, the previous owners, were selling heroin. So Josh really seems to like that lie about, oh, a person I don't like and I want to have arrested? Oh yeah, they have heroin. Oh yeah, they're selling heroin. Apparently this seems to be something he does pretty often. Why is that not a crime? I mean, it is a crime, but why is he not being arrested for it? They've now gone through the search. They found nothing. We now know that he was wrong, and we now see that, at least according to one other source here, he has done this at least twice on purpose. That's a crime. Can we get him, maybe held accountable for that shit? It's kind of ridiculous.
They were still not going to let us go until we told them where the drugs were.
Your eyes, for example, right? There's a constriction, which is dilated, and then not. So I haven't been.
Bro, this is crazy. You can't force them into having drugs. Hold on. I'm tightening my chair. The handle got loose. There we go.
I'll show him. Go in, look at him.
Oh, look at you?
Yep.
You do see it?
So.
It's crazy. I have no idea, because I've never done any drugs in my life. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I've never done any of that in my life. I'm willing to do any drug tests. Like, I'm very cooperative. I don't understand, what you're seeing in my eyes.
I'm gonna have a discussion with this officer.
Oh, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. They're really trying to alt. It's
How
your
are
eyes.
all of these, is the whole department corrupt and, working together?
Your eyes, you have heroin eyes. I can see the heroin in your eyes, Buster. But this, hats off to this guy for remaining so calm. He's like, okay, do you see it? This fucking fairy tale. This
I would have been
you
pissed
see it?
off. I would have been
Hey,
pissed
look,
off.
I'll do any
guys.
drug test. Let's rip it. And then the officer's like, give me a moment. Give me a second.
And then the police department illegally redacted this conversation too. My guess is that they acknowledge that it's very obvious we don't have drugs on us, but they were going to try and pressure us into giving some type of false confession anyways.
I'm not sure if your mind's in me or not, to be honest.
I'm willing to take any drug test you want.
I'm walking a very dangerous line.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm done talking. Drug test me. I don't have drugs.
Get you hemmed up a lot.
Yeah.
And you could end up in jail in Utah when you're from Cali.
Okay.
Not worth it, right?
Yeah.
We play differently here.
Yeah,
Does that make
fucking
sense?
corrupt.
I'm willing to cooperate with you guys and do anything you want me to, because I'm not hiding anything. I can promise you that. I promise.
We weren't giving the police a false confession like they wanted, so eventually I guess they just got tired and let us go.
Oh my god, I love that from the officer. You're walking a real dangerous line here, mister.
It's like, what are you
What, the
talking
dangerous
about?
line being cooperative? What dangerous line is he walking? He's telling you he will do whatever drug test you
God,
want.
it needed
You're like,
steam-
oh, you better be very,
Some Aiden Ross needs to fund this guy's lawsuit or something.
very careful saying shit like that.
Someone rich someone rich needs to Mr. Beast, bro, fund this lawsuit.
I'm about to take
Get Ben a lawyer.
you the fuck down. And then they're even saying we play differently over here. No, it seems like you play stupid. It seems like you play unethical ball, is
Yeah,
what
for
it
real.
seems like. Because you are being wielded like Josh's personal fleshlight.
Facts, Adola.
This is a complete bogus stop here based on false information. Clearly, you know there's no drugs there. There's no probable cause to take it further. Both of these men don't seem to be intoxicated or on any substances at all. It's plain as day. They're being cooperative, and they're still trying to find any excuse to lock them up. Under the directions of Josh, most likely. That's what it seems to be. So yeah, I guess they do play by some different rules over there. Some very corrupt rules, seemingly. This is just totally fucking unacceptable. Every officer you see in this video doing shit like this, I think absolutely needs to be fired. And beyond that, needs to be investigated and potentially thrown in jail themselves. Having corrupt
Facts.
officers like this is extremely dangerous to public safety. And there is overwhelming evidence to showcase,
The officer was not cooking. He was cooking burnt dog shit.
at the very least, complete incompetence to the point where that is also dangerous to public safety. It's fucking outrageous.
Well, we'll let you guys go now, but you're walking a thin line. Just be mindful of that. Does that make sense?
At this point, I've documented everything I've been through to the court, that I've tried to have this good faith conversation with Josh. He just doesn't want to have it with me. And because of everything I went through, my court case finally got approved.
So now we
W.
can go to the next steps here. And I know I keep interrupting a lot, but it's just so much
Okay, but what? Sue the police department now too, man.
unpack here. So much corruption, it's unreal. All over Legos. And what is very easily provable, Bricks and Minifigs being in the wrong. Like, it's unbelievable. But like the officer's then saying, all right, be mindful. Be mindful of what? Driving and doing nothing wrong? Because that's what they were doing. Be mindful of what? Some psychopath lunatic calling in a false report to have the police scoot in sideways on you? That's completely out of his control. You can't be mindful of that. You have a maniac on the loose over there named Josh.
In any other place, once they found no heroin, shouldn't the cops have to go back and research, find the caller, and then like get to him and be like, why did you lie about this? And then he gets in trouble. But I'm sure these cops are never gonna do any research into who gave that false
And attached to
report.
this email are court papers to serve Josh. The only problem is Josh is not going to open this door for anyone. So I made this poster that says, I stole a dying man's life savings, and printed it out. Now I'm placing this poster in a public space right across the street from Josh's house. Yeah, it turns out I have a process server to serve him his court papers. But almost immediately, my sign got blocked.
Oh no, he's blocking our sign.
As you can imagine, this is where it really pops off. So he now has
Why is there always cops outside of his house?
the court papers to serve Josh, but he has to serve Josh. So he gets a process server out there. He tries to get Josh to come outside to, like take down the sign. It is on public property. He is 100% within his right to put that sign there. But once again, protecting Josh, here comes the goof troop. They're now blocking the sign, and they're about to go have some very stern conversations with Ben, and things are going to only continue to escalate.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
The police realize that we're not breaking any laws, and they've been called here for a false reason, so they decided to leave. And then we got the police called on us again.
Hello. Yeah, the court requires us to come in person for some reason, so.
Again, the cops realized that we are doing nothing illegal and decided to leave. Now
Damn.
it's time to serve Josh his court papers. But we got the police called on us again.
No way.
Yep, I see those papers. Yeah.
I just don't understand how Josh is allowed
it
to
the
do
same
this. Why is this
cops?
not punishable?
Yeah, like this. You're wasting police time.
They have come out 3 times now.
Wasting
and they keep
tax money.
recognizing that there is nothing illegal going on here, and Josh keeps calling them out. There is very clearly a deep personal connection here. And you're going to see in a moment, it might be because they are Mormons and they are like very tight-knit here. But Josh is able to just use the circus here, borrow the clowns, and keep sending them at Ben, but they don't have any like legal mustard to throw him in jail over. So now, in a last-ditch Hail Mary, he's coming to check the papers to see if the papers are fake, to get him on that. Like, these are fake papers, give me it, you're going to jail, that kind of thing. But he's about to find out they're not fake. He is doing everything lawfully and legally. He has to try and serve these papers. Josh just won't play ball with them. And I guess they all play different ball over there, because now the police...
What happens if you refuse to accept?
Police are also actively trying to prevent that from happening too. They're standing in the way of justice. They're actively preventing the legal system from working.
He could even just serve the papers for me.
You okay if I give these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
Sadly, we can't see the police officer serve Josh because the police department redacted all of it. But the only thing
Interesting.
that really matters is that Josh is
Interesting.
getting served.
He does not want the paper. So he's not want the papers? Here's that back for you.
What a surprise. How is that allowed? Hey, so he's serving you these papers, part of the legal process, an integral part of the legal process. Oh, you don't want them. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to bother
Now
you,
they have
Josh.
to arrest him now. They have to arrest him now.
Do you want
or charge him.
Onto your balls, by the way, real quick? Okay, alright, let me do that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go take these back over there to Ben now, alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Yeah, no, I understand you don't want them. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and continue to impede the legal system. Thank you so much, Josh. I love you, brother. Group hug in the shower tonight? Thoughts? Alright, sorry. I'll go ahead and scram. Let me go ahead and bring these back over there to ensure that they don't get served to you as is lawfully required by the legal system. Have a good day, Josh.
Papers.
Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that.
A lawsuit?
It doesn't look good when you've been trespassed.
Yeah.
Trying to serve papers.
Well, I think it looks exactly how we're supposed to do it legally. This is the legal way to do it.
I always thought that the police were supposed to remain unbiased, and if they were going to take a side, they definitely shouldn't take the side of the criminal. But I guess I was wrong. We got the police called on us again.
No way. The fifth time.
Yeah.
Trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help.
W.
That's all.
They're so
After
annoyed.
bringing the papers back after refusing to serve it
The cops got to be like, they're all just steaming anger like a cartoon
to
character.
Josh because he said, nuh-uh. The officer then gets like really accusatory with him, saying, "It's bogus paper. This is stupid paper. You got dumb paper. Watch out, bud." And then they leave. Then the cops get called on him again. This time he directly takes the papers because he's going to try and find out if they're real or not definitively. He definitively gets a hard yes, those are real. It is legitimate. And you would think at that point it'd be smooth sailing. Like, okay, this is all real. Everything Ben's saying seems to be truthful. That's not how this goes.
I think this phone call was the breaking point for the police.
I was rubbing his chin.
The police couldn't handle the fact that I was right and they were wrong.
Okay. Okay. Find you back.
What?
You're arrested? Really?
For what?
I was confused on what I was being arrested for. I mean, the same police officers that arrested me gave me permission to do exactly what I was doing.
You can film from the sidewalk wherever it's public, right? But you can't go on that property. If you do, you'll be charged, okay?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I got arrested for just doing what the police told me to do.
Not only doing what the police told him to do, by the way.
This is making me so physically angry. They won't tell him. We don't know
what
yet.
the legal system instructs him to do. He has to serve those fucking papers. He won in small claims court. They didn't pay. And now he's suing them personally. And to do that, as he's already been accepted and did everything by the legal process, has to serve the next phase of papers. And the cops have come out fucking 4 times. The goof troop keeps rolling in here. And now, after they have gotten definitive proof that this is all real and Ben is telling the truth, they then just arrest him for it. Oh, you've got some nerve coming around Utah telling the truth, Ben. Like, what the fuck is this? This is actual insanity.
It's from Brian, the collector's son, who got all their stuff stolen. And he has a theory of what might be going on here.
Yeah, the cops down there are definitely all in with the Mormon community, and being the bricks and minifigs is part of that and worth millions. I would not doubt that they have donated hefty sums to the Mormon church, of which all the cops are probably a part of.
Interesting.
Yeah, Brandon Best, Joshua Johnson, and Eamon, the CEO, are all super Mormon. Like, the CEO even went to the Mormon University. And when I looked up all the police officers who were treating me unfairly, they were all Mormon too.
And they take care of their own, man. They're like a huge clan that takes care of each other.
And instead of trying to get rid of the few bad people who are making Mormonism look bad, they're for some reason choosing to protect these criminals. But eventually, I got released from jail.
So that's where the
What was the
potential
reason for arresting him then?
connection comes into play. So all the officers are apparently pretty hardcore Mormons, as well as our main assholes here from Bricks and Minifigs. So that would
I know,
explain
Skinny.
why these officers are so cooperative with Josh in particular, even though they keep getting routine calls out there for nothing. And even though they definitely got a false report and acted on fraudulent information and still keep doing it for Josh, it seems. So I think that's probably correct. I think Brian's right. I think it is because they are all part of this Mormon community that is just looking to protect each other. So instead of holding someone accountable like Josh, who was engaging very clearly in some extremely immoral shit and potentially criminal shit. Potentially he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I think there is overwhelming evidence to suggest there is definitely something very fishy afoot at the very least, and still refusing to give back those Legos to Brian, which, again, by his own company's admission, they shouldn't even have in the first place if they don't do consignment. Thus, they have no legal right to that inventory, and they are selling what is, by textbook definition, stolen property. All of this is something not even being considered by the law enforcement, despite Brian proving in court, winning his case, that he is the one being truthful, that his account of things is accurate, that the evidence is on Brian's side, not Bricks and Minifig's side.
I want to see
no matter
what happens.
It doesn't matter to the police department here, it seems, because they'd rather just protect Josh because they're Mormons. That appears to be what's going on. That's the only possible explanation for why
clan
they're going
vibes,
so
police
hard
is
against
weird.
Ben. And this isn't even the hardest they go. He gets arrested here, and he does get out on bail. He gets arrested off absolute nothingness, just complete fucking barnacles. And they still aren't done with him. They still aren't finished with him. They are actually trying to just ruin his life and throw him in jail forever for the crime of reporting the truth and trying to get justice. He is going through all of the proper legal channels, doing it the right way, and even following all of the orders from the police and still getting this unfair treatment. So yeah, it probably is because they are in this tight-knit community here, and they just want to keep protecting each other instead of holding them accountable, like Josh or Brandon or something. And it's fucking gross. So they are putting that above their duty of protecting the public and enforcing the law and getting the bad guys in jail. Instead, they're
Now
getting
what?
the good guys thrown in jail here.
Out of jail now?
And this is when it really hit me that the justice system has decided to protect these criminals. So now there's really only one way I can think of to get this family the money back that got stolen
Apparently,
from them,
Utah police.
which is a GoFundMe. Time to promote it, to start getting donations. We printed out the GoFundMe's picture to hang it up so we could get a nice Instagram video to post to social media. But before the group could even hang the picture up, the police came.
What you guys up to?
Bro, the fucking police department must be headquartered in Josh's house or something. Like,
TL.
holy shit. He must have like an underground facility of just these clone troopers from the Utah Police Department. They are just spawn camping. They literally
We never got told why he got arrested, though.
in fucking Josh's house, I guess. Just for the sole purpose of trying to arrest Ben and his team for trying to get justice.
We're starting a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're going to get a bunch of publicity to get basically all this money back for this family.
Into some defamation stuff.
Again, the police were thinking of any technicality they could think of to protect their Mormon friend.
Look at your stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're going to look at disorderly. If it's not disorderly, then we're going to look at the city ordinance.
But after going through every law they could think of, it turns out that hanging this sign on a fence and then taking a picture of it for Instagram is not illegal. In fact, what the group is doing is actually protected under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So
Facts.
one of the police officers let the group know that they were okay to keep doing this.
Right now, I don't think he has break the law.
But this other police officer
Dude, they spend so much time
wasn't
debating
able to
laws.
accept this reality.
We're going to take it down.
I love that. One
What?
officer's like, alright, so you guys aren't breaking the law, and the other guy's like, dag nabbit.
I'm like, excuse me, officer, your partner just stole my flag. You just said it was okay.
And takes it down and throws it in the cruiser. So you can see them literally salivating and trying to really grasp at straws for any possible way of perverting the law to suit their puppet master's instructions, allegedly, to have...
I would donate money, but I don't want to donate to give money to the old man. I want to donate to pay for the court case. So
them
then the old man wins even more money.
arrested. So they are doing everything they can to find some way, some excuse to arrest them, even though what they're doing isn't illegal. And the officers even said that on his
Yeah,
body
it was just a
cam, by
pic
the
for Instagram, but they didn't care and they freaking stole
way.
it.
I can actually hear what they're saying here.
He sees it or give it back. Is it an occasional crime? Is it disorderly conduct? Why? Is he upset about it? I mean, I guess, but that's not.
Yeah, this police officer is right. Just because this might make Josh upset does not make this poster illegal. So I decided to let the police department know that some of the redactions they made aren't exactly what they're claiming they are.
Redaction was.
Okay, well, that didn't happen.
That definitely didn't happen.
No, I don't do that, Ben. I follow the Utah State Code, like I just said.
Right here, the police are actually admitting to themselves that none of this is illegal. but they're still going to try to arrest us anyways. It seems like the only reason they're getting rid of this audio is to protect the police officers from getting fired. I don't know what the police officers are saying in this next clip, but I'm pretty sure they're scheming up a way to get the group arrested, because this is what happens next.
And Lieutenant Adamson can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to seize your phone right now.
Don't. Do not do that. You understand me? Right now, you're attempting to destroy evidence.
What are you talking about?
So Ben was able to sync up some of the redactions here and actually find some of what they were saying, and it does appear that they are saying, like, yeah, not really a crime, but then they still do find a way
They need to sue this police department, man.
to weasel out some kind of excuse for an arrest, and that's exactly what they do. So, and he also reports it, by the way, and the lady says, that didn't happen. Nope, we don't do that, Ben. I don't do that. Didn't happen. Even though you can watch and hear it, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, now they start arresting him, and as he's giving him his phone, he goes to lock it, and Officer Goofball here, in his tactical glasses, hits him with a, "Don't do that." I thought he was about to draw his weapon on him. All because the guy had the gall to try and lock his phone.
Why was it unlocked in the first place?
Habit, by the way. Anytime I see my phone's unlocked, I lock it too. Every human being on the planet does. So just going to lock his phone, super normal. That's not destroying evidence. Also, they don't have any legal ground to stand on for how that could be destroying evidence. They
What
don't even
evidence?
have a warrant to search it or anything. So he did nothing wrong, but the officer instantly springs into like combat mode there over it.
I was just locking my phone.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the police officer's body cam POV so we can dissect what just happened. First, the police officer asks if he can confiscate Sheldon's phone, so Sheldon says, okay, and reaches in his pocket to give it to him. But at this point, Sheldon sees that his phone is unlocked, and at this moment, he decided that before giving it to the police officer, he was going to lock his phone, which is totally legal. There's no search warrant, so Sheldon is legally allowed to lock his phone. But as the police officer saw Sheldon's thumb moving towards that lock button, he snatched it out of his hands. And now the police officer's claiming that because he tried to lock his phone, he's destroying evidence.
Silence. Yeah, I was giving it to you.
Talking.
I was
Stop
giving
talking.
it to you.
Okay.
Let him have the phone. I wasn't trying to delete anything. In fact, it is actually impossible to delete something from an iPhone from a lock screen by hitting the power button. So in no context could I have been trying to erase something by hitting one button on my phone. Now I'm sure you have a phone as well. When you hit the power button, that doesn't delete anything, does it?
I would imagine it wouldn't, yeah.
Yes.
They
that's all.
can't even admit how a power button works.
Another arrest in the books for these fucking corrupt weenies over there. This is outrageous.
Insane.
So now he has to defend himself about like the claims of destroying or
I
obstructing
don't know when I'm playing games,
evidence
Naruto.
for
Later.
locking his phone, which again, everyone does that, and he's legally within his right to do so. They don't have a search warrant for it. But they're trying to bully him. They're trying to scare him. That has been their tactics this entire time. But they don't have anything on him, yet here he is, arrested for nothing. Even though, on body cam, we can even see them say, not really breaking any laws. So why is he here? Food for thought. That's a little interesting, huh?
I literally couldn't have imagined a worse ending for this video, but I had no clue that it was about to get way worse.
Now what? Bro, they're about to kill them.
No. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Okay?
Yeah, this cop pulled my arm so far back it dislocated my shoulder.
Shit!
He claims it's because I was attempting to make an escape or something.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just
I hate this.
If we go back a little bit, you can see I was being completely still when he grabbed me, and I actually made 0 quick movements. So this police officer is just straight up lying so he can give me a serious injury.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And this is where it really, really, really gets unhinged. They come in with the guns drawn on the house. They fucking raid it based on a complete bogus search warrant where Now, the Bricks and Minifigs guys are trying to claim, oh, Ben stole the Legos, and the judge signed off on this search warrant here. So
What?
now they go and they arrest everyone in that house, and Ben in particular, they rough up. They dislocate his shoulder and claim that he was threatening to run, that he was giving them an indication he was about to flee. But the body cam betrays that lie because you can see he's not. He's just standing there, and they just wanted to fuck him up because they could.
This is a W,
this
guys.
Is so ridiculous. This should be huge outrage across Utah. Like this
should be on CNN right now.
Your law enforcement doing this, by the way. And these are your tax dollars being used to do shit like this, being misused by people like the Bricks and Minifigs goobers like Josh and Brandon. You should be upset. Anyone should see this and be extremely concerned and alarmed.
I'm angry.
Every officer that we're seeing here should 100% lose their jobs for this.
They should go to.
It is corruption.
Everyone
in
involved should be in
broad
jail.
daylight. This is
In
just
jail.
bare naked corruption.
They should be put in a firing line and be shot by a fire squad.
There are corporate ghouls that are weaponizing your local law enforcement for their own personal gain. They are using it as their own tool to turn it against you, the civilians. They're using it against Ben and his friends because they are hurting their feelings and exposing their very shady, very immoral actions based on all available evidence, and they don't like that. So now they are just completely shitting all over their rights as American citizens, the First Amendment most notably. It should concern you. If there is a level of wealth that can be accumulated by people like Josh and Brandon that can let them just tap into the police resources and use it against individuals they don't like, that should keep you up at night and have you concerned. That is a huge fucking problem because that seems to be what's going on here based on all the evidence I'm seeing. Ben and his team had followed the law to a T. Yes, they got a little wacky with some of the ways they went about it, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. Again, that's protected. They did everything lawfully based on everything I can see here, and every step of the way, the police department was working to impede them in that journey for justice. It's fucking scary.
Yes. The police department got an official warrant to search our house for stolen Legos. I should have seen this coming. Josh did threaten me in the last video that if I go out and actually try to sue him, he's gonna come out and say that I'm the one that stole the Legos.
Okay, let's do it.
Fuck you, man. You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Again, there's recorded evidence
What a
that this is
scumbag.
also false. Josh even made that threat in the previous video. If you come after me, I'll tell them you stole the Legos, bitch. Why is Josh not in handcuffs? This is clearly fraudulent. He is wasting police resources. Why is Josh immune to it? Very odd. Isn't that strange?
I got taken to an interrogation room so they could find some reason to lock me up for good.
Ben, I'm Detective Nikosha.
Last time, I was able to get released on bail. This time, they're requesting that I be held in jail a month until my court date. But there's honestly nothing for me to hide, so I went through the entire story
This
with
is
them
so
to
corrupt.
show the detective that this whole thing is just a big misunderstanding.
This is where my heart broke for Ben. So they already got him on some bullshit before he was out on bail. They got him again now on more bullshit, extreme bullshit, and now they're looking to deny bail and hold him for a month. And Ben was under the belief that because he's done nothing wrong, the system will protect him, and that he shouldn't be afraid to tell officers the truth because the truth and the evidence is on his side. That's just not the reality. And that's not even exclusive to the Utah Police Department. One of the most important pieces of advice experts give, and this actually includes some police officers as well, is do not talk to the police without a lawyer present. Let the lawyer be the one to mediate and talk with the police for you, because in a situation like this, the police are not there to help you. They're there to fuck you. They are looking for, in Ben's case here, an excuse to hold him for that month. And Ben, knowing that he's done nothing wrong and can prove that everything he's done is legal by the book and lawful, was under the belief that, well, I've got nothing to hide. I'll go ahead and tell them everything. So that way, they'll be on my side. But that was just never in the cards. So when he started talking to them without a lawyer there, he did unfortunately give them a little ammunition that they could use to hold him for that month. He mentioned the GoFundMe.
Video.
For a family if they got all their stuff stolen. I should be risking nothing by admitting this.
Basically, the police told me, do not take this man to court, or else he will get arrested. And so I was like, just thinking, and we're like, let's do a GoFundMe, you know? And that was their solution.
But I was wrong.
We're gonna book you back into the jail. Okay? The creation of the GoFundMe, right? We're blasting this person all over saying, hey, he's...
So creating the GoFundMe was illegal?
When I asked the detective how creating a GoFundMe was probable cause to send me to jail, this was his response.
A lot of this stuff you may have to just get an attorney and fight it in the criminal side of court, right?
Okay, should I
Yep.
go back?
Yeah, go ahead and stand up. I got an officer right here that's gonna he has cuffs for you.
Yeah.
They need to bomb Utah.
It's that stupid. So they were very interested in the GoFundMe angle. They found some way of making that a big piece of this. So they interviewed the other people that they arrested here from Ben's team, and they were pretty focused on the GoFundMe stuff. So when Ben mentioned the GoFundMe, the officer probably had a huge fucking smile on his face and a wet spot in his trousers, because now somehow they're able to use that to justify holding Ben for a month in jail. It's fucking scary. That's frightening, man.
Wait, so he's in jail now?
To what I'm even being charged for. The worst part is that the police officers took away my bail, so now I have to wait a month in jail. However, I ended up getting extremely lucky. When a judge ended up reviewing this arrest, they thought the whole thing was so stupid and ended up releasing me on bail. So now, at least I'm a free man until my court case.
Thank God. At least there's one person in the government, Utah government, that isn't corrupt.
Ben got extremely lucky that a judge reviewed it and came to the rational conclusion that this is absurd. It's fucking
Bro, like, I don't want this money to go. Wait, is this gonna... Oh, this is to cover legal costs. Alright, bet. We need to raise like $500,000.
Preposterous. So he did get out and prepare for the upcoming lawsuit and his court date and all of that. But then he was informed that there is an arrest warrant out for him. So according to Ben, and based on everything we've seen so far, it sounds like Bricks and Minifigs has once again cooked up more lies about Ben, about how he's this big threat. They even like alluded to him being like a physical threat to the Bricks and Minifigs guys throughout this video. So he's this huge threat. He's out of control. He's on the loose. So now they have an arrest warrant out for him, which was actually signed off by a judge.
The only thing the police department could tell me is that I do have a warrant, but this time the judge approved it that I will have no bail. And I am now a physical threat to Josh, the person the police are protecting. So basically, at any moment now, I could be arrested without bail for some mystery crime. There really is only one thing that I can do now.
Well, I'm in Mexico now.
It's fucking lunacy, man. People that have like active stalkers that are literally a threat to their physical safety don't get this kind of treatment from the police. Like actual degenerate, deranged, delusional criminals that are actually threatening this
Donald Trump needs to do something about this.
Safety of innocent people don't get treated like Ben has been by the authorities. So now he has an arrest warrant out, non-bailable. So in a panic, he goes to Mexico. I mean, I can't even blame him. I genuinely can't even blame him for that. It's a complete mystery crime. Again, what they're even pursuing against him. This is so absurd. Again, this all started over Legos, but this has really revealed that Bricks and Minifigs is just a completely rotten company filled with actual maniacs, like genuine menaces. These are psychopaths. They are trying to have Ben arrested, ruin his life, throw him in jail over nothing because he's trying to get an old man his extremely valuable Lego collection back that they don't even have the right to in the first place by their own admission, because according to them, they don't do consignment, even though their contracts do say they do consignment. But regardless, if they don't do consignment, then they shouldn't have the inventory. Thus, they can't be selling the inventory because it would be stolen product. But they've already sold them the inventory and they haven't paid for it. They haven't given Brian and his father what they're owed, and they're not giving the Legos back, even though he keeps requesting the Legos back. They refuse. And he has gone through everything lawfully. He has done everything as the law allows and permits and actually instructs him to do. He's followed every police order to a T, and still his life is in jeopardy here at the hands of Bricks and Minifigs and this corrupt police department and these officers. It's fucking infuriating. This is a huge deal. Now, I don't see what the fuck was wrong with the GoFundMe. I don't see why that was an issue, and I guess it's still a mystery because they haven't really said, but I'll put a link to all of that in the description here, obviously. It is so unreal how deep this goes. Hats off to Ben and his team for continuing to fight for justice here against a corporation of this size and this level of maliciousness. Holy shit. Anyway, that's really about it.
Bro, I'm like physically angry right now.
Austin, super hot. Every girl wants a shot, but he can't go to the bars no more. His race is too high, it's Lord. He loves LeBron, that's for sure, but the girls, they just want more. Austin, what to do when every girl wants you?